Hello, this is Abby from ollieholly.com. In this video, I will be showing you how I embroider my amigurumi toys. I will be showing you how I embroider my Scrump doll's mouth. I won't be covering these lines because they're pretty straightforward, but I will be showing you how I embroider this hill-like shape. You can find the free pattern for this Scrump toy on my website. The link will be in the description box down below. The materials I am using are sewing pins, embroidery thread, I'm using Knit Picks Curio yarn, a pair of scissors, and a small darning needle. To start off, I like to map out the shape of the mouth with my pins. You need more pins if what you're embroidering is more detailed. I'm making a hill-shaped mouth, so I'm pinning the entire shape out with my pins. Once you've gotten your general shape, look at it from afar to make sure you like the shape and that it is symmetrical. Make any adjustments if necessary. Once you're happy with the way it looks, take the thread and wrap it around the pins loosely 4 or 5 times. This should be enough thread for this project. Take your scissors and cut the working end. Unravel the thread and attach a darning needle to it. I'm going to be starting my embroidery from this side of the mouth. Because my needle isn't super long, I will be working in sections. For this first section, I'm going to be working between these 2 pins. I'm inserting my needle into the first pin, making sure that it exits from my last pin for this section. I'm removing the first pin because we no longer need it. Pull the thread through, but leave a long enough tail for it to be a part of the embroidery. For each section, we will be doubling up the thread to make it more visible. Remove your darning needle and attach it to the tail end. Making sure that your tail end is hugging the curves of the pins, insert it into the last pin of this section. Then we're going to thread the needle out from the side of the head. Pull the needle through, making sure to not pull too tightly or you'll warp the shape of the mouth. Trim the excess tail off and squish the head around to hide the tail. Reattach your darning needle. I am now going to go over the first line we created to double up on the thread to make it more visible. I'm inserting my needle into the beginning, but instead of going through to the last pin, I'm going to have my needle come out from the second pin. Making sure that the thread isn't twisted, draw your needle through. Now we will be inserting the needle back into the same pin spot, making sure to go over both of the threads for the mouth. This kind of acts like a very tiny staple to keep that spot of the mouth where it's supposed to be. We will be inserting the needle through to the next pin spot. Do that stapling stitch over the mouth in this pin spot as well. You will be inserting your needle through to the last pin of this section. Remove the pins from this section. We have just finished section 1. In this second section, we will be working into the top 3 pins. Remove the first pin of this section. To make it easier, I'm going to be turning my work upside down. Insert your needle into the last pin spot. Thread your needle through, making sure it's going out of the first pin spot. Insert your needle into the last pin spot again, but instead of drawing through to the first pin spot, you'll be working into that middle pin spot. Staple down the middle of this section the way we did in the previous section. Thread your needle through and out from the final pinpoint of this section. You have just finished the second section. Remove the pin from the middle. We will now be working the final section of the mouth. Repeat the steps from the previous sections, making sure to double up on the mouth line and securing the curved shapes down with the staples. When you get to the final staple, thread the needle through the side of the head. Draw through. Adjust the tension of the thread by gently nudging the mouth with your fingers. Snip any excess thread and squish the head around to hide the tail. We have just finished embroidering Scrump's mouth. Thank you so much for following along with this video. Please visit ollieholly.com for free amigurumi patterns and more.